Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. And we basically continue the scene that just ended with two packmates running off, one into the city and one to his room, leaving a small Metis sitting at the table um, with well, not a lot of food in front of her, but still a decent amount. Has been fairly untouched, and she is staring at the table for a good 15 minutes, just thinking, pondering. Then lets out like a tired sigh, and is gonna get up and decided to take action to what she said she would do: find Felix. So she'll start by looking through Sept, first Tellurian, then Umbra. She doesn't immediately catch him. She basically starts at the Karen's heart, and then circles, just widens her search until she hits the borders of the Sept. And she'll even like look out into the Umbra, um, looking into the city, um, seeing the webs that are formed that are hanging like from skyscraper to skyscraper. Um, she'll probably like set a few steps like out of Sept, but doesn't really want to go any further. He's just looking out to see if maybe by chance, you know.
Hmm. And is she in the Umbra or just peeking across?
No, no, no. She's in the Umbra.
She's in the Umbra. Okay, so in the Umbra, looking out into the city, she'll see Felix with his earbuds in, walking down the street, just sort of casually, but with a bit of meaning in his step, if you know what I mean. Um, and there's at this point there's a street. There's one whole street between Talatahine and him, and Weaver spirits are doing their daily duties throughout this street. They're everywhere, and of course, a couple would stop to look at Talatahine, but then keep going. And Felix doesn't look both ways. He just starts walking across the street, and the Weaver spirits part around him as he crosses the street and approaches Talatahine. And he takes out one of his earbuds, drapes it over his ear. Actually, no, no. He would take out both of his earbuds and pocket them, and he'd say, "You lose something?"
Yes. Why were you on your own in the Umbra in the city?
Wormfo's orders.
Huh. Do you have time, or are you busy?
For a fellow theurge, of course I've got time.
Thank you. Where do you want to talk?
Uh, it's a bit of a walk from here, but how about the lake?
Yeah, sure. Like I can imagine from the conversation and the way they're talking, like they both look tired as fuck.
Oh yeah, especially with the nightmares reoccurring. Felix's the dark circles under his eyes have gotten slightly darker, and his stubble a bit longer.
Yeah, Latin is just seems like almost a little absent where she's usually super focused. Like she's staring, she's kind of like staring at Felix without intentionally doing so. Um, then shakes herself loose and turns around and starts going towards the lake. Not really saying a lot, seems to be a thought.
Felix doesn't provoke conversation on the way to the lake, starting to form theories in his mind, and the fact that Talate he needed to speak with him alone probably meant something bad, or something that he didn't necessarily want to talk about. The charm of the children of the spirit wilds that has a way of kicking him square in the ass, metaphorically speaking.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not.
And yeah, as they get to the lake, Platin will actually walk around towards where Uktana's shrine is, and she'll sit down there. I What's Aiden to you?
Aiden is a friend. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen, and I told him. I told him.
What's gonna happen?
Aiden and I spoke as friends,
Yes, I know.
and I asked him not to question, not to question his packmates following the conversation that we had, which was kind of personal. It's actually very personal. I asked him not to because I knew it would create problems, and he said he was going to anyway, and I knew.
It's his nature.
Yeah,
But you consider him a friend, right?
I do.
Good.
Did you and Will think otherwise?
I don't. But I just wanted to make sure that there were no ill intentions.
No. I don't have ill intentions for anyone on Sept. Believe it or not.
And what's between you and Will? Why does he think that you said that you two are enemies?
Maybe we are. Even if we are, I don't wish any ill towards him. I just don't want to be in his presence. I don't want him in mine. I can I can not will ill upon him and at the same time not be his friend. So it's an indifference. I don't wish any malice towards him. As I've said, I just don't want him in any of my dealings, and nor I in his.
And what happened at the moot? I wasn't there.
I had finished explaining the problem that we're facing right now about the elementals being attacked and fearful, and that we were looking into that. The Theurges were, and I was looking around for who wanted the bone next, and my eyes fell on William White. He took the bone. When he got up, praised the evil of the Weaver, and that we should declare all spirits of the Weaver a threat and an enemy, and that they should all be like dead on sight, pretty much. He would undermine everything, everything that I have established, everything that I would fight for progress towards. He's made it abundantly clear that he and I are two sides of the same coin, but will never share the same face.
So you told him that.
Pretty much. I told him that whatever peace we had established with what happened in the cabin that day, that he'd broken it, and that he wouldn't hear the last of me. And he won't.
I see.
Do you understand the position I've been put into, Latehin?
Do you understand mine? Or Will's? Or Aiden's?
To be honest, not entirely. But I've tried to convey that there's something I want to do. Something I want to do that can help, something that would benefit us all. And your packmate would seek to undo all of it.
What do you want to do?
I would like to be able to work within the city with the Weaver spirits. Not not as not as allies per se, but to be able to operate in the city with ease without being attacked. And I have my theories regarding the future. Though whether or not William White has shared that with you is beyond me, but I've told him in confidence, confidence that he has since broken. So believe me when I say that my distrust of William White is well substantiated.
Honestly, and I hope you think no more ill of me than you already do, I don't really care. Right now, I have two packmates that are hurting, that are angry, and are upset with each other. And that's because of you. Because of your opinions, the way you said it, what you said. And because someone else is trying to defend a friend that he needs.
Realistically, Talatahim, I can't be held accountable for the actions and the feelings of other people
The
based
way,
on based on what I want to do, based
the way
on
you can. Because they are your ideas. They are your viewpoints. And in a way you can't. Because I
I don't,
understand that you have a different view than most of us. And these views are sometimes necessary in a place like this.
Felix raises his brows and crosses his arms at that.
Are you angry at me?
Confused.
Why?
You say that these viewpoints can be valuable. You
Yes.
said that, right?
Yes.
You've also said that I need to that my viewpoints are hurting your packmates.
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to fix things.
By the sound of it, it sounds as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, I need to change my viewpoint because it's causing problems. I
You're
need to
wrong.
change who I am as a person to make your life more comfortable.
You're wrong. You're filling in because you expect me to be like Will. Because you expect me to be your enemy. You expect me to not understand. And whether that's because I'm Wendigo, whether that's because I'm a Metis, or whether that's because I'm in a pack with Will, I don't know. I'm not saying that you should change your viewpoints. I am saying that for your viewpoints are responsible of pain and hurt within my pack. I'm trying to solve that. So two separate things. Do you not see the difference?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm having difficulty seeing the difference because what you're saying to me is that while my viewpoints, my words, my actions is creating pain in your pack, I'm not getting any suggestions on solutions. I'm getting Felix, you're bad. Felix, your existence is inconveniencing my packmates.
Not your existence, your viewpoints. But that doesn't mean that we don't need those. If your viewpoints, if the Glasswalkers' viewpoints, your viewpoints, if they'd have been wrong, they were wrong, then the Glasswalkers wouldn't exist anymore. And that's
I
not a
would.
threat.
I wish I fucking recorded that. I could fall asleep to that. You have no clue how fantastic it is to hear that.
I'm also not saying that you're completely in the right, but your viewpoints are part of the nation.
And Felix like points just outwardly in the distance and says, "Tell that to William White." And I think all of this could be solved because, based on his words and his actions and the grief that he is causing me, what I am getting is that he would soon eradicate the entirety of the Glasswalker tribe based on how we see things. That any pain that's being caused begins with how he perceives things that exist, things that have become part of the Garo nation, part of our society. Something that apparently he's had several issues with, which is fine if he does. Absolutely fine if he does. As you've said, differing viewpoints are valuable to us all. But when it comes to pain, I believe that that is self inflicted.
In the end, I came here to hear things from your mouth, to hear your side of the story, despite my viewpoints not corresponding with yours on several things. We have also worked together. We are both Theurges. I didn't come here expecting you to solve a situation within my pack, for that is neither your problem nor your right.
Exactly.
I came here to solve things, and I came here for information. Maybe help, if you're willing, although I'm not sure how yet.
Well, when it comes up, when a solution has presented itself, let me know and I will gladly help. I feel like that's something I have proven I'm capable of doing. Between between our dealings together in various missions and issues that have faced the Sept of the Green and even in the Amazon. I'm only ever here to help. I'm only ever here for progress. I want to move forward, not backwards.
The biggest problem, I think, lies in trust. Will doesn't trust you at the moment.
And I don't trust him.
I
Nope.
understand.
And based on his actions at the moon, I have nothing to apologize for. And I won't.
Have I asked?
No.
Stop pursuing. Because I don't think an apology, as simple as it sounds, is enough. I wouldn't suggest it. I think your actions need to show.
My actions need to show.
Yes, I can't see from your side. I can see from his. And from his side, your actions need to show. Maybe from your side, it's the other way around. So we've got to start somewhere, and this is what I see. I don't see you, Felix. Not because you're not here, but because you're not part of my pack. I don't understand you the way I understand Will, the way I understand Aiden. If you wish for that, we will need many more conversations. I am not Philodox. I'm not someone to set things right. I'm just a pack mate who doesn't want to see our friends fall apart, doesn't want to feel her pack fall apart. And I hope you understand my point of view in this.
I
Although
do.
I understand it's not the most friendly viewpoint towards you, I don't bear you any ill will. I just don't know you that well compared to my pack.
And that's fine. Because I'm not here to be anyone's friend.
Really,
Realistically, I'm not. People can be my friend. They can't.
I remember when we were sitting the highest building. You were trying to help me. What has changed?
Nothing. I'll still try to help you. But I'm not.
But I'm only a menace. She literally holds out her hand, and you can see the webbings in between the fingers as she slightly opens it.
The only bearing that has, that you being a menace has at all, for me, is that I don't want to touch you. And I don't want you to touch me.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you've proven capable, you've proven competent, you've proven to have strengths. And that's all I care about.
I see. How can we solve this situation, Felix? How can you and Will understand each other again? How can Aiden not lose a friend?
Why is Aiden losing a friend? What's the problem there?
He will either lose a friend or a packmate if this situation isn't resolved. Because he wants to stand up for you, defend you because you're his friend. And at the same time, he doesn't want to let a packmate down. And he's hurting over it.
And I know what needs to be done. Effective immediately, I will no longer be seeing Aiden.
No, no, I don't want that. As I said, I don't want him to lose a friend.
We don't live we don't live in a world where this can be solved. We simply don't. Unless I were to denounce the ways of my people,
Mm,
or if Will were to see things from my perspective and not actively sabotage it.
I think the two of you can work together. I can see a way. And that's what's necessary. People need to see a way. You shut down immediately. And I understand because there's no trust. He does the same. It doesn't matter what happens. I could be talking about the weather. As soon as I mention Will's name to you, everything will go dark. There's no solution anymore. And this is what it is. The same goes for him when I mention Felix. There's only no way when you don't see it. When you don't wish to see it.
Have you had this conversation with Will?
Not yet. He's different. Different than you are. Just working my way as I think I see. I'm not perfect, far from it. I'm a failure. But I need to I need to see this resolved. That will. One way or another, I will find a way to fix things so that there can at least be coexistence.
Why? Why does there have to be coexistence? Why can't your whole pack just leave me alone?
That's not what you want. You consider Aiden your friend. Can't imagine you would denounce him that easily.
If it's what needs to be done,
It is not.
that's not for you to decide.
Yes, it is. She shrinks at that because, wait, no, she's Metis. That's not. She doesn't. She looks very confused at that point. I'm sorry.
You didn't do anything. But the second you go back to your cabin and you pose these same questions to William White, and if he takes rage to this and he takes rage to action, that's not my fault. That's not my problem. And I don't appreciate people saying that it is.
The moment I would ask those questions to him, it would be me.
So long as you understand that,
You must
I'm
think very lowly of me, just like the other one.
I don't take kindly to when you say that I should be held accountable for things like that.
I have said before, I said again, it's not you, but it is your viewpoints that made the situation as tense as it is, and his.
So what happens when a lupus suggests that a second Impergium would be fantastic? What happens when that lupus is in the same room as a Hamid? Do they sit down? Do they yell at each other and say no? Or does one walk out? Realistically, what happens?
The tension is there, I don't know. It depends on the lupus, it depends on the homids. I'm Metis, I don't understand either of them.
The point I'm getting at is that it's a similar scenario. An unstoppable force has met an immovable object.
And I'm not saying, I'm not holding you accountable. You keep coming back to that. I am not here to challenge you over your words or to challenge you for breaking apart my pack, because I know you didn't do that. That was not your intention, but your viewpoints bring tension in my pack. That is a given fact. I have
I
not
accept
blamed
that
you for that, although you keep saying that I have.
because that's how it sounds.
I've said this before in this conversation. I'll say it again. We've worked together on several things, and as far as the theurgies go in this sept, you are still one of, you're still the one I hold in highest regard. Apart from the Right Mother and the Right Master and Mother Larissa, they stand above all. When it comes to our peers, I've only ever gone to you for help.
Felix looks down at the ground at that. I've I would gladly work with you again, Talatehine. You've been nothing but helpful. You've been nothing but good results. You've been pleasant to work with, even excluding one, maybe two situations tops. It's a given when Garo work together. But If working with you, if working with Aiden, if working with Tapisa causes this kind of strife, I would sooner remove myself from the equation.
But this is not about working. This is about more than that. We are a sept, intentions, specifically in a sept like this one where so many different opinions are held by so many different guru, so many different tribes. Tensions can run high. I would ask you, I would ask you for a second chance. I understand there is maybe not a whole lot of faith, not a whole lot of trust between you and Will. But I think in the end there are similar goals, namely that of the sept. If the two of you could work together, even with the Unraveler, you work together. If that could be a thing, if I could make that be a thing, would I have your cooperation?
I've given William White a second chance. I've given him more than I think he deserves. You, I am more than happy to work with. Aiden, I am more than happy to work with. Tapisa, while I don't know her as well as either of you, still happy to work with. William White has made his decision, and he has acted upon it. We are a nation of actions, and his have spoken louder than any words that he could speak, or that his packmates could speak. They echo over the skyscrapers, and they make my ears bleed.
Not even for your friends would you try. And I'm not blaming
I
myself.
I have. How many times do I have to try until I am dead in a pile of Bane blood?
I don't know. Isn't that what
Neither
we are?
neither do I.
I can't push you. I can't force you. And all that's left of me is if you would be so kind as to forget this conversation. Specifically, don't push Aiden away because of this conversation.
Your request, I won't. But under the sole condition that if this comes back around as a result of my hanging out with Aiden Lynch, sharing a smile, sharing a smoke, sharing a drink, sharing words, if this comes back around and we have to have this conversation again, there won't be another chance.
Are you threatening me over a friendship you have with one of my packmates?
I'm saying that this is the last time I'm going to try. And after that, for the sake of both of us and of your pack, I may have to I may have to separate myself.
I disagree. But I can't tell you what to do.
As I've said, I respect that you came to me with this conversation and that we're not fighting right now, tooth and claw. I respect that. Respect your goals. They're very noble. But I, I must say, I don't find them practical.
I only came for information. Maybe hoping for more, but you've made your point. I won't bother you with my presence any longer.
In a perfect world, Talatahine, we all would have been friends.
No. In a perfect world, I wouldn't even exist. But further than that, you are correct. She'll turn around. Just starts walking off, like shoulders drooping and everything.
And Felix will put his earbuds back in, continue walking. And I believe that that is a good place as any to end the scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. See you next time.